Hey YouTube world, what's going on? Mark here from TST. Welcome back to the garage, and in today's video I will be guiding you through the installation process of the Womet-Tech EVOS Shorty Levers on the all-new 2023 Suzuki GSX-8S. As you can see in front of me, we do have a pair of EVOS Shorty Levers on display. By default, they're black with red adjusters. That is a CNC machine anodized black lever kit. They are Shorty Levers, so they are shorter in length compared to the OEM ones, and they do feature a 6-point adjustment dial. Now we do offer different color adjusters, as you can see here, and they range in color from blue, silver, gold, and even black. But by default, these levers will come with a black lever body and fulcrum, along with the red adjustment dial. In this particular video, I will be installing a lever kit with the blue adjusters already installed, but if you are interested in these levers and want to know how to perform the swap of the adjusters, be sure to check out our other installation video available on our YouTube channel. Now this installation process is pretty straightforward, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Now to begin this installation process, we will come on over to the left side of the bike. The clutch lever is what we are going to begin removing. Now before we go ahead and grab any tools, we do need to make some adjustments to this clutch cable. And the easiest way to do this will be to spin this adjustment dial so that you have a clear line straight across from the clutch cable through the adjustment dial into the fulcrum and the perch. Now at this point we can go ahead and grab our tools. We need a 10mm ratchet and socket, or 2 ratchets. And we are going to begin by breaking the nut loose on the bottom side of the clutch lever and removing the corresponding bolt on the top side. It would be easiest if you have a ratchet on the underside, as it is a fairly tight space. Now at this point you can come to the top side and begin removing this bolt. Now I do want to highlight, once we remove this bolt, being that at this point nothing will be holding the lever in place, gravity and force will want to force the lever out of its holding geometry. So please be careful when you remove this upper bolt from the perch, as your lever can fall and hit your forks, your fairings, any of the surrounding body components. Now with that bolt loose, you can see as soon as I let it go, the lever popped out of place. We're going to spin the adjustment dial like so, ensuring that I have free rein, and now we can go ahead and lift up gently on the lever, releasing the clutch cable from its holding geometry here. Now it is loaded with grease here from the factory, nice lubricant to ensure proper function, so don't be surprised if your hands get a little greasy. But we went ahead and removed the clutch cable from this area and slid it out via the slot on the clutch lever. At this point we can go ahead and grab the Womet-Tech Shorty Levers. If you have a needle nose plier handy, it might come in use at this point. If you don't mind the grease, you can just go ahead and grab your cable here and perform the steps in opposite order, feeding the cable through that slot and then slowly pivoting the lever like so. Now as you're installing the lever into the perch, you want to be aware of this switch. Make sure you do not break it or apply too much force on it, as it will bend and potentially crack. This is the clutch safety switch. You want to ensure that you do not damage that during the installation. So what I like to do is press it in while you're inserting the lever, and just like that you can ensure that it's not bending or damaged. Now while holding that in place, you want to go ahead and insert the bolt, have it catch a few threads to lock the lever in place, and then make all of the adjustments that you just did in the reverse order. So we'll go ahead and spin the main clutch lever body so that the internal line is not exposed. And then you just want to go ahead and tighten down the adjustment dial against the lever perch. And if you have a small flathead handy, you can go ahead, insert it into the slot, and just have it snug up nice against the perch. Now the lever is installed. If you have a lot of free play, you can go ahead and adjust the dial on this side by breaking this loose just a little bit. If you're happy with the way that the levers feel right now, you can proceed with tightening down this bolt on the top side. And as you do this, you will see the threads expose on the bottom side. At that point, you can go ahead and grab the nut you removed. Please ensure you are installing this nut in the proper orientation. There are metal tangs inside that are meant as thread locking components to secure the nut in place. You want to ensure that that's on the bottom side of the nut going into the bolt. If you have the ability to just catch a few threads here and continue tightening down the bolt. Once the bolt is bottomed out, you can use your tool to tighten the nut. And just like that, the side of this installation is complete, and we can hop on over to the brake side. Now focusing on the brake side lever, you can see here it's the same setup. We have a nut on the bottom with a bolt head on the top. We do need to go ahead and remove that. The only difference on this side is the actual size. We have an 8mm head on the bolt and a 10mm head on the nut. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our tools. This side is a little bit more accessible compared to the clutch side. So whether you want to use the ratchet on the bottom or a wrench on the bottom, choice is completely yours. We're gonna first go ahead and break the nut loose while holding the bolt in place. And now we can go ahead and remove the bolt. Now, unlike the clutch side, there is no cable on the brake side, so there's really nothing holding this in place. As you go ahead and remove the pivot bolt, be gentle and hold your lever to ensure it doesn't fall, hit your fairings or other controls or body parts. Now with the brake lever removed, you can see here, again, there is some pre-applied lubricant from the factory. Don't be surprised if you get your hands a little greasy. If you don't have a new bike, or if you're buying this bike pre-owned, it is always nice to have some grease on hand. If you need to apply a little bit of a lubricant, you can do so on the perch or on the bolt, ensuring that you always have proper function. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab the Womet-Tech levers. And the only thing you need to make note on this side is the actual brake switch located here. Now it is kind of hidden and protected, but you do want to be aware and make sure that you are not applying any insane amount of force on this little switch here. This is the switch that actually sends the signal to your brake lights to activate the brake light. So let's go ahead and insert it, ensuring that we're engaging. And we look good to go all the way through. We're going to go ahead and grab the bolt that we removed and begin hand threading it, ensuring that you are not cross threading and that you are catching onto the threads. All right, now we can feel that the bolt did catch some of the threads. We can go ahead and grab our tool. Again, the top bolt is an 8mm bolt. Now I should mention that these perches are forged. You do not want to apply too much force, as it will bend the perch and can potentially cause failure over time. Once the bolt is bottomed out, you can go ahead and by hand thread the bolt on. And once you catch a few threads, grab your tool, give it a nice little snug up against the bottom, check for functionality, and this installation is now complete. And just like that, you are now ready to ride. As you can see, we have added a splash of color onto the front of the bike, matching it and wrapping up this look. But more importantly, we've added some important functionality with going with the Shorty lever. As you can see, we've shaved off about an inch, we've saved some weight, and we've also introduced adjustability in a 6-point adjustment increment with the clutch and the brake lever, as opposed to the stock levers, which only had adjustment in 5 positions on the brake lever and none on the clutch. So if you want to check out these levers or any other product we have for the Suzuki GSX-8S or any other bike that may be sitting in your garage, be sure to visit our website, tstindustries.com. The link to this product is available in the description below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to say hey, be sure to do so in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with all the new and exciting videos we've got going on. And lastly, don't forget to stop by our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even Threads, all username TST Industries. For now, this has been Mark in the garage, and we will catch you guys next time.